How do we know Jesus really existed? It's a fair question. How do we even know he existed? After all, he lived over 2,000 years ago, and we can't pull up his Instagram or Facebook or check CCTV footage from ancient Jerusalem. But here's the truth. Did you know that the existence of Jesus of Nazareth is one of the best attested facts of ancient history? You don't even have to start with the Bible to find evidence of his existence. There are multiple independent, non-Christian sources from the 1st and 2nd centuries that mention Jesus. Let me give you just a few examples here. Tacitus, a Roman historian, wrote that Jesus was executed under Pontius Pilate during the reign of Tiberius. Another man called Josephus, a Jewish historian, mentions Jesus as a teacher who was crucified and who had followers who believed that he rose again. Even skeptics like Pliny the Younger and Lucian, they acknowledged his existence as well. And none of these writers were Christians. In fact, some were very hostile to Christianity. So if someone says Jesus was just a myth, they're really going against the consensus of virtually every serious historian, whether they're Christian or not. But what about the Bible? Well, the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they aren't just spiritual texts. They are historical biographies written within a generation of Jesus' life. And they are based on eyewitness accounts. And compared to other ancient figures like Julius Caesar or Socrates, Jesus actually has far more early and detailed sources. No historian doubts Caesar existed, yet we have less for him than we do for Jesus. Even if you ignored every written document, you'd have to explain something. Why did the early church explode across the Roman Empire, even under persecution? Why did thousands and thousands of Jews suddenly start worshipping a crucified man as the Son of God, something totally against their culture, unless they were convinced he had actually lived, died, and risen again? So, how do we know Jesus really existed? Well, because history tells us that he did. Not just the Bible, but Roman records and Jewish historians, and we also can see the global impact of his life. You may still have questions about who he was, Son of God or just man, but saying he never existed, that's just not a historical argument. That's wishful thinking. The real question is, seeing that Jesus really did exist, what will you do with him?